Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. Today we will be talking about special right triangles of 30, 60, 90 and 45, 45, 90 degree triangles. And so as you can see, I'm given this right triangle and it seems like a special right triangle because this is 30 degrees. And if this is 30 degrees and this is 90 degrees, then I know that this is 60 degrees. Why? Because every interior angle of a triangle must equal to 180 degrees. So 30 plus 60 plus 90 is in fact equal to 180. So 30 plus 60 plus 90, that's equal 30 plus 60. 30 plus 60 is 90, plus 90 is equal to 180, right? So all of these interior angles equal to 180 degrees. So that's that. And now my goal is to find x. What is this x value? So in order for me to solve for this, I'm going to put this triangle in this form. As you can see, it's a little bit slanted, so it could be a little bit more difficult to see how it correlates to this right triangle, which is our rule, right? The 30, 60, 90 triangle rule. And so I'm going to redraw this triangle in a way that we're more used to. So I'm going to draw it big for you guys so you guys can see. So this is A, B, and C. So A, B, and C. This is going to be my right triangle here. That's going to be my 30 degrees for my A. And if that's 30 degrees, this is B, which is 60 degrees. 60 degrees. And then C to B, the length to C to B is 6 square root of 2. Okay. And the length from A to C is X, right? So that's what I have here. Now, I'm going to need to find what x is. And for now, I'm going to call it y because I'll show you in a second why, but we're going to call this y. Basically, x and y is the missing variable that we're trying to find the length of. So what is the length of A to C? So let's take a look at this conjecture, right? This conjecture says that the side across, or the opposite from the 30 degrees, so the side opposite from the 30 degrees is x. So this side right here is x. So x is equal to 6 square root of 2. And this side is x squared of 3. So this y is supposed to be x square root of 3. But what is x? X, we said that was 6 square root of 2. So what we have is we just substitute this x for 6 square root of 2. So it's going to be 6 square root of 2 times square root of 3 is equal to y. And you're like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. Actually, you have, okay? So square root of 2 and square root of 3 are like terms. So you can actually multiply them together. And you can technically multiply 6 and square root of 2 together to get a decimal, but don't worry about that for now. So right now what we're going to see is that these square roots can actually be combined or multiplied together to make a new square root. And you've seen this before. So let's take a look. We got 6 square root of 2 times square root of 3. But that's the same thing as that, right? Which is the same thing just as this, 2 times 3. Right? Which is the same thing as 2 times 3 is just 6, right? And so what you guys can know, and before when we did like, a factoring, like 8, right? And we did 4 times 2, right? And then, we did 2, 2. That's the same thing as what? 2 times 2 times 2, which is the same thing as 2 square root of 2, or 2 square root of 2 squared times square root of 2, right? So we can go back from this to this however we want. Like we're going from separating the square root to putting every number into the square root. That is the same thing as getting all of these numbers under the square root and separating them, right? So we can go back for this statement where all these numbers are under the square root is the same thing as numbers separated by the square root. So this is the same thing. Numbers separated by the square root is the same thing as all these numbers under the square root, okay? So make sure that, these two statements are the same, are saying the same thing. okay? So my answer is, as you can see, this x, which we said was y because I didn't want to confuse this x with that x, is in fact 6 squared of 6 squared of 6, which is 6 squared of 6 right here. So we're going to click on that, and then we're good, okay? And we can see a step-by-step solution if you like. You can scroll down and you can look at the explanation if you would like as well, okay? All right, let's go to the next one. We got another 30, 60, 90 because I know that's a 90, that's a 60. And I'm going to redraw this again. And the reason why is because it's all awkwardly like placed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw this nice and big. And that's going to be my, okay, I'm going to redraw this right there. Okay, so that's going to be my W. So I encourage you guys to redraw it if it's confusing to you. That's V, that's my 60 degrees, and that's my U, which is my 30 degrees, and that's my 18, that's 18, and we're trying to find UW, which is again X. So as you can see, I'm going to change this again to Y because we use X in our conjecture here, and it could be a little bit confusing. So what we have is 18, right, is what we're given, and we're trying to find Y. So let's look at this hypotenuse of this 3690. So the hypotenuse is equal to 2x. So as you can see, 18 is equal to 2x. So 18 is equal to 2x. So if 18 is equal to 2x, what is x equal to? So 18 is equal to 2x. We're going to divide 2 on both sides, and we got 9 is equal to x, right? And once again, if you forgot how this works, remember this is x, that's 2x, and this entire thing is 18. So then what is 1x? It's got to be 9, right? Why? Because 9 times 2 is 18, or 9 plus 9 is 18, therefore x is equal to 9. So 2x is equal to 18, 2x is equal to 18, right? And so x is equal to 9. Now let's take a look at y. And what was y again? Y was x squared of 3, right? So y was x squared of 3. But what was my x? My x was 9, right? So my x is 9, right? So 9 and 9. So it's going to be 9 squared of 3 is equal to y. So my answer is 9 squared of 3. 9 squared of 3, and we're good to go. All right, let's take a look at this one. This is a 45, 45, 90 degree triangle. I'm going to redraw this, okay? You can draw it like the way that it is, or you can draw it reflected. It's up to you. But let's just go ahead and draw it like as they drew it. So I'm going to draw it like that. Okay, so that's a 45, 45, 90 degree triangle. And 45, 45, 90 degree triangle, this length and this length must be equivalent, right? This is my x value, which is we're going to say y. That's going to be my g, and that's my h, and that's my I, and that's my 45 degree angle. And if that's 45, this is 45. Now 45 plus 90 is in fact equal to 180. Right, so 45 plus 90 is equal to 180. Why? Because 45 plus 45 is 90. 90 plus 90 is equal to 180. Remember, all angles, all the interior angles of a triangle, that is, if it's added up, will equal to 180. So I got this now, and then once again, the length from H to I is 7. Voila, okay? So then now I want to find the value of y, right? I want to find the value of y. So let's take a look. As you can see, it's a little bit reflected, and you know, this is reflected from this one. So if you'd like, you can actually redraw this one, this triangle, like this if you like. You can draw it like this. You can just go like this, right? You don't have to, but so the G, I is right here, that's G right there, that's G right there, and that's H right there, right? That's my H. So it's going to be 45, 45, and then that's going to be y. That's my y, the hypotenuse, and then 7 for hi, right? Hi. So you can redraw this right triangle to look like this, and then this right triangle to look like this, right? And these triangles are all saying the same thing. They're all the same triangles, just drawn a little bit more differently, right? But they're the same triangle. And so, right, so let's take a look. So y is equal to what? X squared of 2, right? Y is equal to x squared of 2. So y is equal to x squared of 2. And this side is equal to x, right? So this right here is going to be equal to x, right? Because x, 7, so x is equal to 7, right? So if x is equal to 7, then x must equal to 7 here, right? So x is equal to 7, x must be substituted with 7. So y is equal to then 7 squared of 2. So my answer is B, 7 squared of 2. Click on that, and we're good to go. All right, let's take a look at this one. I want to see if this is the one that, yeah, we're going to skip this one. And then we're going to try to find one that it's going to be a little bit more challenging, okay? Try this again. Special right triangles. Special right triangles. Okay, here we go. All right, 4 squared of 3. Yeah, we're going to take a look at this one, okay? So this one's going to be a little bit challenging as well, okay? So let's take a look. I'm going to redraw this, okay? I'm going to redraw this. Nice and big. So that's going to be like that. So I'm going to get F is on the top, which is my 30 degrees. 30 degrees. My 60, which is my D right here. 60 degrees, which is my D. And then my E, which is right here, my E. And then the F to E is going to be 4 squared root of 3, 4 squared root of 3. And then the value of DE is X, okay? And then we're trying to find this value of ED, okay? We're trying to find the value of ED. So let's take a look, right? What we know is that this length across from the 60 degrees, this length across from the 60 degrees is X squared of 3, right? So this is equal to what? X squared of 3. And then we're going to replace this with Y for now. This is going to equal to X squared root of 3, right? And then you're like, oh, that's interesting. We have to solve for X, right? Because this right here, this length across from the 30 degrees, this length across from the 30 degrees is Y. So this right here is going to have to be X, because this right here is X as well. The length across from the 30 degrees, right? So that's going to be X. So we're going to solve for X here. So it's going to be X squared of 3 is equal to 4 squared root of 3, right? So the same thing, in order for me to get X by itself, what I can do is square root of 3 divide square root of 3 on both sides. And square root of 3 divided by square root of 3 is just 1, right? It's just 1. And then square root of 3 divided by square root of 3 right here is just 1 too, right? Why? Because anything divided by itself is just 1. X divided by X is equal to 1. Square root of 1 divided by square root of 1 is just equal to 1. Anything divided by itself is just equal to 1. Therefore, square root of 3 divided by square root of 3, which is dividing by itself, is equal to 1. So X times 1 is just X. 4 times 1 is just 4. So my answer is X is equal to 4. So this length right here, Y is equal to what? Y is equal to 4. And so Y is equal to 4. Voila. Okay. Let's see this one. 12 square root of 3. Yeah, this one's gonna be a little bit challenging too. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this one too. Okay. So let's take a look at this problem here. So I redrew this for you guys. As you can see, ACB, and then 30 degrees is up here, and then square, and B is right there. And then 12 square root of 3 is right there. And then I replace this x with y just to keep things a little bit more separate from this x right here, because we don't want to get confused. So let's take a look. This hypotenuse is 12 square root of 3, right? This hypotenuse is 12 square root of 3. But this side is equal to 2x. So what we're going to do is we're going to set that to 2x. And then this y is equal to x squared of 3. So y is equal to x squared of 3, right? So let's do this problem first. So we're going to get 12 squared root of 3 is equal to 2x, right? And we're going to divide 2 on both sides, right? To get 1x. So 2 divide on both sides. 2 divided by 2 is just 1, right? And remember, we have to divide like terms, right? The square root of 3 and 2 are not like terms. So you can't necessarily divide them. You can, but you'll get a decimal. But you can divide 2 whole numbers together. So 12 divided by 2 is a 6, and then square root of 3 is remaining, right? And so 1x is equal to square root of 3, and then which is just equal to x. So what is x equal to? X is equal to 6 square root of 3, right? So y is equal to what? X square root of 3. X is equal to what? 6 square root of 3. So we plug in x right there. So it's going to be 6 square root of 3 times square root of 3. And then y is equal to 6 square root of 3. 3 times 3, right? Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 9. So we get 6 square root of 9. Which is also equal to 3, right? Square root of 9 is 3. So times 3, y is equal to 18. So my answer is 18. Okay? So answer is 18. And voila. Okay. All right, let's take a look at another problem. This one is going to be really easy. If this is 3, this is 3. That's going to be 3 square root of 2. Okay, we're going to try to find a little bit more challenging one here. This one is really easy too. If that's 8, that's going to be 16. 16. We're going to go find another difficult one here. There's one problem that I really want to show you guys. We already did this one. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, so we're just going to keep skipping. Move on. Yeah, this one. This one is what I wanted to show you guys. So let's take a look at this problem. I'm going to redraw it, right? I'm going to get this like that. For this sake, we're going to draw like this. Okay, mirroring that. So we got A, B, and C. So C is going to be the right triangle here. A is going to be 45 degrees. And if that's 45, this is also going to be 45. The length from A to B is 12. And we're trying to find B to C, which is X, which we're just going to label as Y for now. So this is where it gets a little bit confusing. We got 12 is equal to x squared of 2, right? So 12 is equal to what? X squared of 2, okay? So 12 is equal to x squared of 2. So what we're going to do is 12 is equal to x squared of 2. We're going to solve for x, right? 12. And so what we're going to do, divide square root of 2 on both sides. So square root of 2 divided by square root of 2 is just 1. And then 12 square root of 2. And so therefore, x is equal to 12 square root of 2. Now, here's the thing about having a square root in the denominator. I'm not exactly sure why. I probably should have found out why. But you actually don't want to have square root of 2 or a square root in the denominator. So what we're going to have to do is we're actually going to have to take the square root out. Okay, we're going to have to get rid of this square root. And the way to do that is we're going to have to multiply by 1. You're like, what? What does that even mean? Well, what is 12 square root of 2 times 1? 12 square root of 2 times 1 is just 12 square root of 2, right? That's the same thing. But 1 is also equal to this, right? 1 is also equal to 2 square root of 2, right? So we got 12 square root of 2, 12 square root of 2. 1 is also equal to square root of 2 over 2 square root of 2, right? Why? Anything divided by itself is just 1. Once again, 4 divided by 4 is equal to 1. X divided by x is equal to 1. Square root of 2 divided by square root of 2, therefore, is equal to 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. 12 square root of 2 times 1 is just 12 square root of 2. So we're actually not changing the value of this number. We're just changing the way that it's represented. It just looks a little bit different, except the value is still the same, okay? So let's take a look, right? So we're going to do 12 square root of 2. So we're going to do 12 square root of 2. 12 times square root of 2 is the square root of 2. And then square root of 2 times square root of 2 is square root of 4, right? So x is equal to, right, 12 square root of 2. Square root of 4 is just 2. So x is equal to 12 divided by 2 is just 6 square root of 2. So what is x equal to? Remember, this right here is equal to x because of, this side right here is equal to x. So what is x equal to? X is equal to 6 square root of 2. 6 square root of 2. And so my answer, as you can see, is 6 square root of 2. And we check, and we are good to go. So that's pretty much it. I just want to show you guys that this is actually true. Let's see. I'm going to get 12 square root of 2. 12 divided by square root of 2, which is equal to 8.485. 8.485. And this entire number, right? I'm going to just put that right there. So we got that number. 8.485. Whatever. Okay. So 8.485, right? And 6 square root of 2. So we're going to do 6 times square root of 2 is in fact 8.485, which was what we had before. 8.485, 8.485, right? 281, whatever. It's exactly the same thing. So as you can see, this is in fact the same thing as this because we're multiplying it by just 1, right? Remember, we multiply by 1. We multiply by 1, right? It's the same thing. So that's what I wanted to show you guys, that even though we multiply by square root of 2 over square root of 2, we're not changing the value of this number. It's still 8.4852. It's just that when we do it this way, it just looks a little bit differently, okay? So I hope that helped, and I'll see you guys.